Do it again. Do it again.
Okay, so let's move on to another topic, because this is just getting
Yes. This
a little
is
too
getting
dark.
into some dark
Uh,
territory here.
so there was I don't know if they're actually, or if this person was actually Christian, or if this person was trying to claim to be Christian, or what. But there was this dumbass online who originally tried to get into making like Christian made shoes that that didn't work out,
Okay.
and so he tried to get into game development, and
Okay.
he made a game and posted it on Steam Greenlight, which wasn't on there for very long. I forget exactly what the full title was, but basically what it was Kill the Faggot.
Mm.
Where it's a very low quality shooter game where like you have this one level where you're on a street and like all these people are running by, and you have to kill all the faggots and transsexuals who walk by, and you'll only know that by how they look, how they dress, and how they talk, and you'll receive points for killing them. And the game was immediately pulled off of Steam Greenlight.
Of course.
And the creator tried to make this bullshit argument about how, like, oh, well, it was a social experiment. I, knew, that so many people were, were going to be offended. And if, and if you were clearly, excuse me, and if you were, clearly offended by it, then you're just too damn sensitive and blah, blah, blah. There's...
Well, then I'm too damn sensitive because I'm offended just by the sheer concept of that.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, so that was your thing? You decided to make this horribly offensive game to try to make some sort of a bullshit statement? Now, I've seen the gameplay for it, and I mean, right away, I would say that this game is maybe worth $1 because that's how shitty it looks. I mean, this looks like an old computer game. I mean, it looks bad. I mean, it looks like shit. And it's just, every offensive word is said. Like if you kill, a faggot, the announcer comes on and, and says something like, tranny killed. AIDS or something like AIDS carrier killed. And just, just like every other offensive word, just out of the book. And it's just really, really, dickhead? Really? You were doing this as a social... No, you know what? You're just a hate monger. You're just a hate monger with a bullshit, argument. And your game was crap, so you decided, well, the only way that I'll really get attention is if I make it as utterly offensive as possible. And I'll just make myself out to be a complete and utter ass. And my game is obviously going to get pulled anyway. Because, I doubt, that Steam would actually allow this to exist, on their website. Be like, yeah, we support this. Because, yeah, Hatred was overwhelmingly violent. But, and I mean, the thing about Hatred, as I kind of predicted, it just turned out to be a crap game.
Yeah.
That just sold itself just based on the controversy. Nothing more. And then...
which we kind of knew.
Yeah, and then this, And I forget exactly how old this story was. It was probably from like last year, or maybe it was fairly recent. Um, but it's like, really, really, that's all this is. And I mean, and I can see some of the satire in it. Maybe if it was played up a little bit more. But I mean, and yeah, I mean, people, we're gonna get offended when you have a game called Kill the Faggot, and you're rewarded, for killing transgenders and gays, and you're punished if you kill any straight people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fuck that guy right in the ass.
Well, the thing of it is that you really can't tell a difference between a straight person and a gay person anymore. Not even really back then you couldn't tell. Like, hell, most of the most masculine people in old Hollywood turned out they were gay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and I mean, for some people, and I kind of hate to say this, it does depend, but some people are more obvious than most.
Well, yeah, but that's true of anything. There's a reason why racial and sexual stereotypes exist.
Yes.
Because they actually exist.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
There are more people that are coming out either about being bisexual or gay, or even transsexual. Though it is obviously harder on you if you are gay or even transsexual.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be a very painful transition, for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of prejudice, and then there's a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of controversy to it too, because lawmakers or politicians, or
Mostly politicians.
well, not just politicians, but like there are people trying to make controversy out of nothing, like how there was a story a while ago, I think on on the John Oliver show, talking about how there were like some transsexuals in other states who were, trying, and this was also, I believe, parodied on South Park, where it was they were trying to get rights to use the female bathrooms, either at their works or at their schools.
It was parodied on South Park. Yeah.
And they were
that episode.
and they were being denied that, and there were people who were trying to make claims like, oh, well, if we allow them to do that, then anybody, a sexual predator, could claim to be a transgender, and then they could use that, as an excuse so they could rape children. And it's like, okay, that is so far out there, and no, they wouldn't need that excuse. They would just do that regardless because they're a child rapist.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they do. They wouldn't need to make an excuse about, oh, well, I'm a transgender, I was just using the bathroom. Da, da, da. No, you were going to rape a child. Now, yeah. But, yeah, it's a retarded argument.
It is.
And it's a retarded controversy. And the the cold hard terrible fact of it is that when you are transsexual, when you have a female body and you want to be male, it's a very painful realization, especially when you look in the mirror every day and you basically hate the body that you have.
Yeah, or if you have a male body but you want to be female. And
and you want to be different, you want to be treated differently, but nobody wants to allow that. And in some ways it's understandable because, well, that's the norm, that's what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
But there do need to be exceptions.
Well, yeah, there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah.
There just has to be, because if you get too far up your own ass on rules, then
yeah, I mean, it's a very complicated issue, and and maybe we're the wrong people to have this sort of a discussion, but fuck it, I don't care.
We kind of are, but yeah.
Too late.
We really don't know that much about it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, neither one of us are transsexual. You're straight. Yeah. I'm bisexual, but fuck it.
So,
I don't care. Fuck it.
It's like I swing both ways, buddy.
Oh yeah, I'm so confused I can barely even pick a hole. But anyway, that was terrible. I apologize. But
Lord, we apologize for that.
Yeah. So there's that, and I mean that was going on, quite a while ago. But yeah. And I understand there was quite a bit of controversy about South Park doing that because. I guess there were some transgender or even gay people who took great offense at it. And I read about, what the episode was about, and I wondered, what was there to get offended about?
Well, they did kind of try to make it seem like there's something wrong with them.
Oh,
okay. So I can kind of see it. It wasn't really in anything they said or did, but there was some subtext that that there's something mentally wrong with them.
Right.
They're feeling that, yeah.
Right. Well,
mostly because Cartman was just doing it because he wanted his own private bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I can understand that because, at the same time, you are going through that transition. I have to imagine there probably are some mental issues that do go into that in some way, because at the same time...
Yeah, but it has more to do with the environment rather than who you are.
Yeah. And it's also the fact, too, that, you have to bear in mind, people who are going through those transitions, they are on a few drugs, at the time,
yeah, especially the ones that actually get the operation to change their body from one sex to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a male and you're going for an operation to become female, there are some drugs that you have to get to give you the estrogen that you need to be female.
Yes. Same thing with female to transition to male, where they have to start taking steroids, and they have to, and steroids fucks with your head. And I'm sure estrogen, probably fucks with your head too.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, it screws with the chemistry in your brain and it makes you go a little crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah. So I could see where there could be some mental issues, but I would hope it's not anything to so much of an extreme or anything like that.
Yeah, it's nothing that how do I want to put this? It's nothing say you're going to go out and mow down a whole bunch of people in your car or anything like that. Yeah. It's kind of like people that are bipolar.
Yeah.
And there are ways to balance it out.
Yes.
It can be an expensive process.
Yes. Much like anything. Yes.
Yeah.